The root of all excellence.
Welcome to the root of all excellence.
Welcome.
Hello. Welcome back, or thanks for joining us. If this is your first time,
Yeah.
how's everything going? How are you feeling?
Pretty good.
Good.
Some things on my mind. I know we were kind of having a conversation. Was it yesterday, day before?
Oh, yesterday?
I think so. All of these days kind of
Run together.
Yeah. So yeah, we were kind of having a conversation, and I don't know. I've been feeling like it's very important. In every aspect of your life to have integrity as a like a foundation, right? I think with integrity as a foundation, other things kind of fall into place. Like you kind of do things that's honorable. I know for me personally, motivation is like one of the big things that kind of drive my life. And because I have a sense of integrity, a sense of like honor, right? Things that I'm proud of. I'm motivated to make sure certain things happen.
So you have like certain expectations of yourself, is what you're saying.
Yeah. I have, I guess you could say that certain expectations of myself, and the things I believe should be like important. Right. So like I'm not wearing no dirty shoes.
Right.
Like I'm not finna be out. I can't do it. Right. Kicks is finna be fresh. My clothes is finna be, probably new. You know what I'm saying? Depending on, because we don't do a whole lot.
Right.
So it gives enough room to, like, if an event is coming up, I ain't finna show up regular.
Right.
So, and it's part of my pride, and so I just felt like it's very important to have a sense of integrity as your foundation, right? And then from there, you need to have things that is honorable. You have to have certain aspects and certain beliefs and certain prides within your life. And I think those are the things that has inspired and motivated me.
But I think that could be different for everybody, right?
Definitely.
Like, I'm not worried about my shoes being cleaned.
Right, but I'm cleaning your shoes because you ain't just finna be like the little girl with the run over shoes.
Okay. But I'm not too bad on my shoes.
Right, you're not, so that they ain't gonna look, because you don't wear, like, we ain't do much.
Right.
So it's not like you like running them into the ground.
Right. I mean, there's a couple pairs that I just wear every day.
Right.
But those are like everyday shoes, and those get switched out.
Right.
But, like, I feel like there are different aspects of life.
Yes.
That people will look at and be very, like, focused on.
Give me an example.
Like, some people are really focused on work, right?
Yeah.
And so the pride comes from working, being at work on time,
right,
being at work every day,
right,
doing well at the job.
Right.
As opposed to some other people, it's really important for them to be a good family member.
Okay.
Mom, life, you know what I mean?
Right.
Being there for the kids, stay at home,
Right.
whatever it may be.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Like, so I think everybody has like a different focus. But I don't know that everybody has it.
I don't know.
I think
what you mean.
I think the people that have like this idea of being prideful and integrity and
Right.
honor.
Right. I think that you can use that in any aspect, like no matter what, like you're trying to accomplish.
Right, but I think there are different focuses.
Right. Okay.
Like that are different priorities.
Okay.
That are highlighted in that.
Right.
But not everybody has priorities.
Yeah, and so I feel like for me, right? So
I guess everybody has priorities, but not priorities like straight.
I don't think everybody like.
But I guess they have priorities.
Yeah, everybody have priorities.
Yeah.
I just don't think everybody's disciplined. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, you might have a priority, but that priority might get put aside for another priority.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. But is that really like at what level is it? You know what I mean? Is it high priority? Is it low priority?
But I feel like when there's no discipline, there's no scale that any priority is on.
True.
So
it could all vary.
Right. And I think that when you are honorable and you're prideful and you have integrity as a foundation, in most cases, you're going to have a scale for your priorities.
Yeah, I feel like it just automatically happens.
Yeah, in most cases.
Yeah.
So
now whether it is a good one or not, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like if you prioritizing going out and having a good time over paying rent.
Yeah.
A little backwards.
Yeah, that's just a dumbass decision.
Right, but you still have a priority.
Right.
Right. Just
right.
not
so
great.
I mean I would hope that if you have some form of integrity and you live by honor, and you're very prideful, that
if you're prideful,
you don't party yourself into homelessness around here.
Yeah, I think that would be hard for somebody that's prideful.
Right, and that's why I said like you should have a foundation of integrity.
Right.
So for me, I don't know. Like there's certain things that it has to get done. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now the way it gets done, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But it has to get done, you know, and it's a part of my priorities.
Right.
So I just think with that system for me has been like a motivating factor. Right.
Like it has to get done.
Because of my pride, right? So, yeah, man, I just think more people probably should implement integrity foundational like base within their life.
What does that even look like?
So for me, first, integrity comes first now, right? And then from that, I can build, right? So first, I make decisions based on my integrity.
Okay.
Secondly, I make decisions based on, is it honorable?
Okay.
Right. You can't be out here just doing any damn thing.
Right.
So is it honorable? You know what I mean? And in most cases, if it's honorable, then it's respectable.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Thirdly, like, can I be proud of this?
Okay.
When it's said and done, is this something that I'm gonna look at and be proud of? Right?
Right.
And that overall, those three things is what motivates me every time something comes up, right?
Mm-hmm.
No matter if it's work, no matter if it's an event, no matter if it's a project, a relationship. Is this something overall that I'm gonna be honorable and proud of at the same time? If it is, this kind of motivates me.
Effort.
Yeah, like I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna focus in on it. I'm gonna love it.
Right.
So, I just think for me, that's where I'm at. I think that based on what I've been seeing, like throughout like interactions and things like that, I would think that more people should have a foundation of integrity and kind of build from there. Now, maybe your pillars of life may change. Everybody don't want to be honorable, and everybody don't have a sense of pride. So maybe it changes into something else.
Right.
But I think the foundation should be integrity. You know. So, I know we was talking about that, and I just kind of wanted to bring that up real quick and discuss that on the pod.
Been on your mind?
Yeah, real tough, man, you know. And also, let me just say this. I am far from perfect. Far from perfect.
Yeah.
But I do have a sense of honor and integrity, right? And so I think those things are respectable, right? I think from my interactions with other people, because I have these qualities, I think that a certain amount of respect comes with it, right? So for people that don't have them, I feel like there's no stability and anything can kind of happen, right? And like I said, I'm not perfect, but I don't know if I all the way want to be around people with no stability and anything can happen. I just think that as an adult, you're kind of more comfortable with people who are kind of have stability, goals that they're trying to accomplish, things like that.
I think it can kind of help you stay in the right mindset if you're around like-minded people.
Definitely.
So I think in that way, yeah. But I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's just me. Like, I can just be around people that are not like-minded.
You can?
Uh-huh.
No, definitely. I can too. It's just that I don't like being around them a lot.
Oh, well, I mean, you pick when in the environment that they best suit you, right?
Right, definitely.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
So let's get into it.
Yeah, so I was just reading that article about the guy who went missing.
Okay. So it was a guy, I guess he was like one of those people who like, you know, like how you have a job way out there. So they put you kind of like in a hotel and they give you transportation, or maybe you find your own transportation to the work site, and then you work it for maybe 3 months or something like that. And then you move on to another area, maybe, you know, stuff like that. Right. So he went missing on like October 2nd, right? And he was last seen at like a Super 8.
The motel.
The motel.
Okay.
At a Super 8 motel where like I guess he was kind of staying while he was working. And one of the things that when I kind of looked at like several different articles, one of the things that was mentioned was he was on the phone and he said that like some men was following him, white dudes, and I think this is in Georgia. Don't quote me on this because I be all over the place when it comes to stories.
Right.
And I be done made some shit up but I think this is in Georgia if I'm not mistaken. And so
Mississippi.
Okay. Whoa, see what I'm saying? Like I could have you know what I mean?
Even worse.
Right. People have been looking for the article and that shit don't exist.
Smith County, Mississippi.
So Mississippi, right? So he's in Mississippi and he's I guess he's working, and one of the things is he said that two white men was kind of following him, right? And he came up missing that day.
That same day?
The same day. And some remains was found recently.
Yeah.
And they pretty much believe that these are his remains.
Right.
Some skeletal remains was found in the woods in the same city.
Right.
And they believe that these are his remains.
Right.
And so how do you feel about this kind of story right now? You know?
I think it's scary.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? I think it's definitely like part of the reality check that's happening.
Yeah.
Right? Like the actual dangers that are still present for people.
Right.
Then I think because I watch a lot of true crime and I'm like into like a lot of true crime. Like it doesn't surprise me when people go missing, but the fact that you could just go missing randomly,
right,
is like the reality check part there.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? And then you just mentioned that some people are following you.
Yeah.
So it makes you want to even be more aware of like surroundings.
Yeah.
Not only that, but
Mississippi.
I don't know about the South, period, honestly.
Right. So I think that
I struggle with the South.
I think that because it's places in the South that it's like beautiful, is vibrant, right?
Yeah.
So if you go to Atlanta, you're like, oh man, all these black people, man, it's popping down here in Atlanta.
Right.
But travel to not even 2 hours, maybe 30 minutes outside of Atlanta, and Georgia change quick.
Right.
Right. And I think that if you're not from the South, you kind of forget that.
Right.
You know?
Because you're going specifically for a certain city.
Right.
Like you're not going to explore.
Exactly. But you definitely can get kind of caught up in those
smaller towns.
Right.
Right.
So, yeah, man, like, I think that a lot of times we forget, like,
it exists.
Yeah, the South's still a South.
Yeah.
You know? And I know we're supposed to be, this is 2022, and I know we're supposed to be like
past this.
So past this. But the truth of the matter is I think that this country is what it is.
Right. And I feel like racism is becoming like rejuvenated or something.
Oh no, most definitely.
Like I feel like it's becoming like more like
popular.
We need to preserve the race because they're gonna take over.
Yeah.
And so
So I mean, like,
what that looks like is like harming other people because
yeah,
you're concerned about your numbers.
right. I know that specifically when it comes to this like story, the first thing I kind of like thought of was Ahmaud Arbery.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
Right.
um,
If it wasn't caught on tape.
right. If it wasn't caught on tape,
Mm,
like, how does that play out?
right.
You know?
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that as black people we can't be gullible when it comes to racism within this country.
Right.
And if you're certain places, then I think that not only should you not be by yourself, but also maybe have protection.
Yeah.
Right? Because
And I think I read like that was the area of like white supremacy, KKK.
where? In Mississippi?
Mm-hmm. Where he was at.
So I mean, that's bound to happen.
Right.
Young black male,
Yeah.
and it's just sad that something like this can't just happen.
Right.
But also, we have to understand like exactly what this country is and what it's capable of. Right. Now, the fact that they're just finding his remains is going to take even longer for them to even try to prosecute somebody.
Right. Yeah, I think it was like as of November they had found it.
Oh, so last month.
Yeah, they had found the remains, but I think they were still waiting on like the autopsy,
right?
Like
to verify if this was him or not,
right?
So yeah, man.
Or I think they verified it was him, but they're trying to figure out like cause of death and all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, I just can't believe like stuff like this is like consistently happening.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Not still happening, but like consistently.
Right.
And so yeah, I mean there are places in the South that still kind of, sundown towns, if you will.
Yeah.
Gotta
be careful. And I wonder like if there are places like not in the South that are like this. You know what I mean? Like the South really has a bad rep. Like in terms of like the racism and the ugliness of it, right? But then I feel like there are other places that may have this same kind of mentality.
Yeah.
That you got to be careful.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to understand how like one town could have this mentality, then you go like a town over and they don't.
Right.
Right. It's just hard for me to understand that because it's like, you know what they're doing over there. Why you not?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So
maybe you just decide not to go over there.
Maybe, I mean.
As opposed to actually addressing it.
Right. So,
yeah.
I mean.
It's interesting.
Very much so. To kind of like pivot, because this is like depressing a little bit, right?
A little bit.
Like to think about something like this and to talk about it, it was gonna make me sad a little bit. So.
Well, hopefully in talking about it, it can be addressed.
So, man, I thought we was gonna pivot to like something lighter.
Yeah.
But no. So apparently this is crazy. Like Sinbad had a stroke.
Yeah.
Like how come nobody like I didn't know about this.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people knew.
So Sinbad had a stroke. This was like a while ago too.
This was like 2 years ago.
Was it 2 years ago?
Yeah. Sinbad, 2 years since stroke.
See, like
According
Like,
to TMZ. Yeah,
right. And
he
I
had a
was
stroke.
thinking, because, I'm a big Sinbad fan.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, I just love comedians. I think Sinbad is like one of the elite at what he does.
Mm.
He's one of those people who, like, he's always got something new for me.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you will run into comedians where if you watch it enough,
Yeah.
they'll do similar, same kind of material.
Mm.
But Sinbad was definitely like he was talented at this.
Right.
So, yeah, man, I was always like looking to check out some new Sinbad stuff, whatever it is, and I noticed that I haven't seen him in a while. But he also had a different period where he kind of like disappeared.
Yeah.
And people had like killed him on the internet. He was like dead on the internet.
Really?
Yeah, like Wikipedia and everything. Right? So they're like a dating some more. So then he like re-emerged
For a little bit.
Yeah. And so to see like him disappear, but I thought it was maybe COVID had happened and
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm
that
saying?
time frame 2020.
right. So I'm thinking like COVID had happened, it set a lot of people down. Maybe that's why we haven't seen some of these celebrities that I felt like would be out here normally, right? But apparently, like, he had a stroke.
Yeah, it was like a severe one too.
Right. It was like a bad stroke. Usually people don't recover from this type of stroke.
Right.
I think it's like a 30% like recovery rate or something like that.
Right. And so he was in the hospital for like 9 months.
9 months.
And then I guess the article that we were reading,
Right.
he was on the road to recovery.
Right.
Yeah. Learning how to walk again.
Right. Learn how to walk again after they said that like his legs was like pretty much dead. It's over with.
Right.
So he's making some progress, it seems like.
Yeah. That's on the upside.
Right. And so I know that one of the things that I've noticed that the article said was that it kind of took a financial toll on the family because it kind of exceeded whatever insurance covered.
Right. Oh, like they had the insurance limit.
Yeah, so
hit the limit.
After that, it's you.
Right.
And whatever your savings is, buddy. And so that's unfortunate. I know that they did set up a website.
Did they?
They have set up a website. Let me get the website real quick.
For donations?
Yeah. So give me 1 second here while I look up the donation website. So the website is thejourneyforward.life. Thejourneyforward.life.
That sounds positive.
Right. And just I would like our podcast to make some kind of contribution to this
Sinbad?
Yeah, this thing, because I'm a big Sinbad fan, and to see like him in this condition really like breaks my heart. And not only that, but like I think it's very important that we do support our legends. People that we look up to, that been a part of our life and our childhood, and has kind of molded our reality. I think that they don't deserve to live or die a certain way. It's very important that, as Black people, that we look out for our legends. and the people that mean so much to us and so much to the culture.
Right.
Right. So definitely, you know what I'm saying, the Root of All Excellent podcast will be making some kind of contribution towards his journey. Like I said, it seems like he's making like a positive improvement.
Yeah.
And
that's good to see.
You know, like I said, man, it's important to me to kind of support our legends, man. We can't let our legends die anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's very important for us to protect people who we consider are our superheroes. You know?
Is he one of those?
I think that when it comes for me, he's definitely one of those people where I enjoyed, look forward to. I've seen every stand up.
I see.
You know, I've probably seen every movie that he's been in. You know, he was one of those people that was naturally funny, so I didn't feel like he was a comedian more than like my uncle.
I see.
So, overall, I think that certain people in my childhood is very important, and it's important that we support these people because, you know, I have no problem buying a pair of Jordans or,
right.
You know what I mean? So,
right.
I think that he has given me more than Jordan have, so at least I could support him.
Right.
So yeah, so if anybody else would like to, you know, donate, just go to the journeyforward.life, which is dope. I like the name of that.
I do too.
So just to pivot, because we went from sad to sadder, didn't we?
Yeah. It's a lot of like,
man.
Well, I don't know that that's sad.
It is. I mean, for me,
I don't know that it's sad though.
Kind of seeing the pictures, it's like, wow.
I think it's hard to see.
Yeah.
But I think that the fact that he survived and the fact that he's
making progress
and learning how to walk, like that's a positive thing.
Definitely.
I think so.
So
good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to once again pivot, all right? Ooh. Should we take a break? Slightly?
I guess. Do you want to take a break?
Yeah, man. I'm like, I need
you having a moment?
Self-care break or something.
Okay.
All right. We'll be right back after these messages. All right, we are back.
And we're back.
So, you know, I kind of had to take a quick break real quick because, I mean, you know,
Lex and Bap.
I'm getting old.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. I think you get like more emotional the older you get.
Do you?
Oh, man, I know how I have been.
I feel like I'm less emotional.
Oh, man, that's terrible. Oh, what's going on with you? So, yeah, definitely.
Definitely less emotional.
I had a cap on my emotion. I can't imagine what it's like if like 20 years from now.
For you?
Yeah, like I'm gonna be like crying for no reason and shit.
And you see how the old men be crying?
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna be one of them.
Yeah, it's hard to watch.
Yeah, see an old man cry?
Yeah, it's hard.
I would hope that I have a cap on my emotion so I ain't out here just crying all over the place. But the way things going now, everything is touching. So to kind of pivot towards like a new topic so that I'm not as emotional, right? NBA announcer, what was the guy's name? I don't even know his name, and that's crazy.
What is his name?
I don't know.
I know they just call him announcer.
Right, so I'm gonna just call him announcer. So NBA announcer.
Yeah. So Atlanta Hawks announcer.
Okay, Atlanta Hawks announcer. So at the Atlanta Hawks game, sitting next to Dominique Wilkins.
It's Bob Rathbun.
Okay, so shout out to Bob.
Bob.
Shout out to Bob.
Yes.
he kind of had like, I don't know what you would call it, but like real time spasm or something.
They called it a medical emergency.
Medical emergency.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, I don't know what happened, but he was like in real time on television, kind of like spazzing out.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, I feel like he started shaking.
Sat back in the seat, lost consciousness, was shaking.
Yeah. He passed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they said it was dehydration, or he was treated for dehydration.
Right. Which doesn't make sense. Because, like, I don't know. I've seen several people be dehydrated.
Yeah.
I've never seen that happen.
Yeah, to where you're dehydrated like that? Like
Yeah.
in
Like
the middle of talking?
Middle of talking, shaking.
Yeah.
Right? Because at some point, you thirsty.
Right.
At some point. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, to not, like, to be that dehydrated doesn't make any real sense.
But you know, they say, like, anytime something happens with celebrities, is dehydration and exhaustion.
Yeah. And that's just a way to cover it up.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of hard to see that happen.
Right.
And not think about the gibbity.
Yeah.
The medication. Could we call it the medication?
No.
We can't?
Call it the vaccine.
We can't really call it the vaccine, man.
Why?
Because that's how shit get flagged.
Who's flagging us?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure we get flagged. Maybe not, huh?
Maybe not. Okay.
Okay, let's just go with it.
So what do you want to call it? The jab? Isn't that the other name for it?
The jab.
The jab.
Or the vaccine. I mean, fuck it.
There was a documentary
Right.
that we just watched.
Died suddenly.
Right.
What is your take on died suddenly?
So, like with any other documentary,
Yes.
I need more information.
Right. Definitely
Right.
need more information.
I need more wraparound information to show that where they got their information from, the statistics and all that stuff.
Right.
But if I just base it off of the documentary,
Right.
it's infuriating. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
It actually, like, it's angering. So basically the documentary was saying that the jab causes people to die suddenly.
Right.
Some people.
And
that there is a crazy, like, blood clot kind of substance.
Right.
That's coming out of arteries.
Right.
Which is not typical.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, like, the certain arteries that they were pulling it out of.
Yeah. Number one, it's a nasty documentary.
Yeah, it's an uncomfortable documentary.
Yeah.
It's very uncomfortable to watch. But I think what they're saying, and it was basically like different is it coroners?
Yeah, or yeah.
The
like,
embalmers?
The embalmers.
Who are they?
Like undertakers maybe?
The death
people.
What are they called?
The morgue people.
What do they call themselves?
I don't know.
The death care industry.
The
death care industry. So it was a few of them talking about what they've been seeing and the increase of this and how the blood clot that they are seeing are not normal blood clots. And this has been an increase since the jab has become available to people.
Right.
And it's in different countries.
Right.
So it's not just one specific country, but it's different countries that are seeing this
Kind of all over the place.
odd, abnormal blood clotting.
Right.
And people are dying suddenly
Right.
from this thickness of the blood that's not normal.
Right. So, like, what was scary to me was some of the information related to what they believe. Right?
Right.
So, like, miscarriages and
Oh, yeah.
it went up like 300%.
Right.
Like, yo, like, how do you not?
Stillborns.
Stillborns. Was it stillborns?
Stillborns.
300%? It was like nuts.
Something went up 1,000%.
Right.
Which is crazy. Like, I don't know how there's ever an increase of 1,000% in something like
in anything
in that short period of time.
Right. And we do know, just based on like living and some of the actual news that's been coming out, that people has been like dying younger, and healthy, basketball players is just falling dead, and you know what I mean?
Right.
All kind of things.
Right.
So I think they said between the rate of like the ages between 18 and 49 has been like
A huge increase.
a huge increase.
Like 3 times?
Yeah, something like that.
Like the death rate?
Right. And that's what's kind of scary.
Yeah.
Right. I think overall, like you said, like I would kind of need more information. I wish it wasn't as short as it was.
I definitely need more information, right? I definitely need to see like these statistics. But I think their point was these things are not being reported as they should be.
Right, definitely.
So you can't really say like this is the connection. So the connection's not being made.
Yeah.
But I think just having the statistics of the stillborn rate increase, change, miscarriage rate change, like the changes in abnormal menstrual cycles.
Right.
Like there's just a lot of stuff that's happening that's abnormal, that's unheard of.
Right. And also, like, we kind of mentioned this in like a previous podcast, but it's also in the documentary the part where like he asks the lady like have this prior to it coming out being tested to see can it stop the vaccine or the COVID virus, and she was like nah, so it's not really I mean, just based on the documentary, it's not really any evidence saying that we should have taken this.
Or that it should be pushed as hard as it was pushed.
Definitely. And that's kind of one of the things that like scared me.
I think the thing that's scary also is that there are boosters.
Right. So like.
So you can be good with the first 5 and then.
There's 5 more boosters.
Like however many, whatever number booster you decide to take.
It's going to be 15 boosters by the time 2025 get here.
Yeah.
Did you get your 15th booster?
Right. Are you still getting your booster? Which is scary. Like, I don't know. I don't like it. So the whole premise of it was that this is a way to do population control.
Right. So,
which is confusing. It's really confusing to me.
Right.
So that part I was really confused about.
What confused you about it specifically?
Like, I feel like there's like the push for more babies, right?
Yeah.
So the change of like the abortion laws, more restrictive.
Right.
Let's get these babies made.
Yeah.
But then I'm going to have this agent that's going to kill people.
Right. Do you think also part of it could be like DNA altering?
Maybe?
Because where I'm going with it mentally is
Okay.
maybe this thing is DNA altering, and part of that is it will be blood clots or people won't make it, right?
Right.
But maybe they're just trying to alter DNAs, which since why they want you to have more kids,
Right. But why do...
so we can have a whole generation
of
a certain mind frame kind of DNA altered person, right? As we move forward,
right.
right? I'm just saying, and before I even finish talking, let me just.
My conspiracy is tingling.
So, that's kind of like where I went with it as far as, the abortion restrictions versus like, because it's kind of on time with this. Like, why would you do that right after a pandemic?
Right.
Like, why would you overturn something like that
Yeah.
after a pandemic? I think after a pandemic, we kind of want to stay away from anything health related, at least for right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it kind of just was like too much on time with everything that's kind of going on. But also we have to keep in mind that that abortion thing is just this country, and the effects of the poke, the jab, the vaccine is bigger than just America.
Right.
Right. So overall, it could be to maybe, eliminate a certain amount of people, and maybe America is trying to cover it up by overturning. I'm just saying.
Maybe.
So, yeah, that was kind of like the premise of it. Like, it's population control.
Right.
But also it made me very suspicious because the guy who had like studies showing that overall, like, this thing is not healthy for people. Was very adamant about like getting it to the people that matter, and the people that matter didn't really care.
Right. They didn't want to see it.
Right.
They didn't want to hear it.
So, I mean,
But I don't know. I think after watching, what was that? Dope Sick? Or the opioid thing
right.
on Hulu?
Right.
I think after watching that, I just came to the conclusion that these regulators do not care about people.
Oh, no. No. Listen.
Like, at all. Like, you're not gonna, like... If you pay them enough money, you're gonna get it pushed through.
Right.
Period.
Because everything is about money.
Right.
People are finna make billions of dollars.
Yeah.
And you want me to not make this money because you care about people?
Right.
Like, that doesn't make sense, especially in America.
I think it just confirmed it for me, watching Dope Sick and what happened with the opioid.
Right. So think about how much money Pfizer made.
Pfizer and Moderna. Both of them.
Billions.
Yeah. On stock alone, probably.
Right. Billions. We wouldn't even believe like how many people invested in these companies, and which in turn like now we can kind of understand why it was pushed so much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because we've never in our life seen anything
Never.
push this much. They don't, like, nobody, come on.
Nothing.
It's people with diabetes. It's people with cancer. All kind of diseases where they don't even push you to support it.
Or they don't even provide you with the medication.
Right. For free.
Right.
So, I mean, so we can understand from that aspect that this is more than just.
There's something going on.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just need more information before I jump fully into.
Yeah, like I'm not trusting just anything.
You know what I mean?
But overall, how would you rate the documentary?
I thought it was a good documentary.
Okay.
I think, I don't know that there's another side that I would need to see. Like, I feel with some documentaries, I need to see another side.
Right.
But I feel like this wasn't that type of documentary.
Right. It didn't take really a side almost. It was just like, hey, we're just trying to tell you what we seen.
Right.
Man.
This is what we're seeing. This is information that's not getting out. And I think the people need to know it.
That's it.
Yeah. So I thought that was, it was interesting.
Yeah. And I'm not sure how like the other side would look because just based on the information that was coming at us during this time, it didn't really mesh.
What do you mean?
Like the information didn't make sense.
Oh, like the take the vaccine?
Yeah, like so now mind you, both of us had COVID, so we know
It's
at least
a real
me.
virus.
I walked through it. It was nothing.
No,
So
it's not how it happened.
so
It was a struggle.
okay, maybe it was a little struggle.
It was a real struggle
Okay.
for you.
All right, so maybe it was a real struggle for me.
Yes.
And maybe I thought I was gonna die.
Yes.
So I can understand like COVID is real.
Right.
COVID is definitely real. We're not saying that COVID is not real. We're just saying, I mean, I just don't know if this is the medication for it.
But it doesn't prevent it.
Right. So
Doesn't stop the spread of it.
right.
It doesn't.
I mean, one time they was like, you gotta wear 2 masks. I was like, what? 2 masks? It was like, no, 3 masks. What? What's going on?
No
Okay.
mask. Nobody.
Okay, you could wear 1 mask.
You don't
I'm
need
like,
a
okay.
mask.
Well, really, you don't need a mask.
Oh, well, yeah, we need masks.
Right. So I'm like, yo, y'all don't know.
Don't know.
You making this shit up as you go.
Every day. It was
Every
something
day
new.
is something new. So I don't know how the other side documentary would look considering they had inconsistencies within the information.
Right.
So, yeah, man, like, but I did feel like it was like a quick, get to the point kind of documentary.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely to the point.
One of the things that the lady said to me that was like, I was like, what? Was she said, I believe in 5 years we may not have enough people for a standing military. Because, everybody was forced to kind of get it.
In the military.
Yeah. So if it's true that it's causing like these blood clots and people are obviously suddenly dying.
Right. What are the long-term effects?
Right.
And I think that's been my biggest hesitation.
Right.
Is there wasn't enough research.
Right. Right. It's just sad, man. But definitely I think that we should keep our eye on like what's going on with that, and because they're saying like the COVID numbers are going back up, and
Yeah, they are.
so
I'm interested maybe like a local death care professional, like if they have more information or like if they're seeing the same thing.
okay.
Or maybe it's just because you can find a small group of people that will say anything.
Definitely, especially if they know each other.
Right.
So maybe that's something we'll look into.
Maybe.
But overall, I think that it definitely piqued my interest to keep my eye on certain things.
Yeah.
And so
I think if it's true, it's really, really sad.
Oh, it's gonna be fucked up.
what's happening.
Like the Black Plague.
Like, I really hope. I actually hope that it's not true.
Yeah, definitely. I just know too many people who.
Right. Believed in it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the hard part for me. Like,
Yeah.
you actually convince people to really like trust and be fearful, and
that's usually
you're giving these people hope.
how this thing works. If I scare you enough, you would give all of your constitutional rights away
Right.
and just let us operate.
Right. And I think that's the scary part.
Yeah.
That's the part that is more so like the betrayal, I feel like, in the trust
Right.
of, I mean, I don't trust the media, period.
Definitely.
I think it's propaganda.
Definitely.
I think they be making up stuff to whatever fits their narrative of whoever is up at the top telling them what to say.
Right.
But I know there's so many people that do. And I know that there's so many people that will follow like whatever the news says because that's what the news said.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just think it's not right.
At all.
Yeah. To do people like this. If it's true. I hope it's not true. I hope it's actually made up. And they just found some plastic goop to kind of pull out of cadavers.
Yeah, something.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's a hoax.
Yeah.
Yeah. So kind of got to keep an eye on that and see what's going on with this whole
The process.
vaccine thing.
Yeah. How it goes.
And how it's affecting people. So
Yeah.
yeah. And I wanted to talk about was yo homie,
Mm.
the one,
Which one?
the only Gabrielle Union.
Oh.
So
What'd she do?
recently she was like on Jamel Hill's show,
Okay.
right? And she made a comment about Boosie. And pretty much she said that he got dick on his mind a lot.
Oh. Because of the gay people thing?
Because Boosie was like, please don't cut the dick off.
Oh. Transgender.
Right.
Right.
And she was kind of responding. I feel like she was responding to that when she was like, he got dick on his mind a lot.
Mm.
And Boosie responded very vulgarly. Should we pause and like review it?
I like Boosie. I'll just say that.
Okay. But he did respond very vulgarly. In fact, he, in so many words, said that we know your husband like dick.
Okay.
And some other things.
Okay.
So yeah, I just felt like, you know how I feel about this family first and foremost, right?
There's a little bias.
I'm very biased, but also I feel like we have to pay attention.
Mm.
It's very important that we pay attention, and I don't mean just tune into things, but actually pay attention to what's being said, how it's being said, right?
Okay.
For Gabrielle Union to be an ally of a gay person, to actually support, want this for them, you sure did use gay shit to try to embarrass Boosie. You sure did insinuate he was gay in the form of an embarrassment. That's what you did.
Okay.
Right? So is it okay to be gay, or should it be embarrassing? Because that's exactly what you did. You said, you insinuated that this man might have been gay as a form to embarrass him. That's what you did. But based on you being an ally to the gay community, you shouldn't be embarrassed if you're gay. You should be able to walk around as you are.
Mm-hmm.
You should be able to be who you want to be with and be proud of it. Right?
But I think it's because Boosie's been very vocal about
Absolutely.
Zaya, and then
definitely.
also, was it Lil
Lil
Nas
Nas
X?
X. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so he's been very vocal about that. So I think
Yes.
that's
But to use gayness
where that's coming from.
to then try to like embarrass him, considering you think gayness should be normal,
Okay.
right?
Uh-huh.
It's saying something,
Mm.
right?
Right.
If I believe that,
So she was saying it like it should be a dig. Like that's a dig,
Yeah.
a dig at
you
him.
got a lot of dick on your mind, like, whoa, are you using it against them?
Right.
You're using it like as a form to embarrass them. So what is it? And also, I've noticed that gay people do this too. Gay people out somebody quick as a form of embarrassing,
Right.
right? Or I even seen this. A gay person make up something as a form of embarrassing, right?
Yeah.
So my whole take on it is, now listen, if you're gay, I don't care. It had nothing to do with me, right?
Right.
If you're trans, I don't care. It had nothing to do with me.
Okay.
But if we're saying that, that you should walk around it should be normalized more and people shouldn't judge you, right? If that's what we're trying to get to,
Right.
then we cannot allow people to use that against other people in form of like embarrassing them or treating them wrong. You can't go, oh, you gay, to a straight person as a form to like make fun of them or embarrass them. If you expect us to get to a place where gayness is normalized,
Right.
right? And you shouldn't even have that mindset if you consider yourself an ally to the gay community.
Maybe.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't be using that to insult somebody if you feel like you're ally to the gay community and they should be treated normal.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
You shouldn't be doing it. But what I've seen is not only does people do that, but also gay people do it. Right?
Yeah.
So to me, it sounds like what we're trying to do is have a make-believe kind of world here. Right? Because no matter what, it seems like even the allies to the gay community still feel how they feel.
But I don't. It's the community too. You just said. So it's not even just the allies.
Right. So it's the community as well.
Society.
Right?
Yeah.
So how can, and this is just me being kind of devil's advocate. Give me 1 second. Let's go. So, it sounds like to me that when a gay person outs a person, when they make up things about people, subconsciously, they feel like it's wrong. Right? Subconsciously. They feel like it's wrong. Even the allies of gay people or the trans community or LGBTQ plus community, subconsciously, they feel like it's wrong. Because if you didn't, we wouldn't approach it in this way.
Okay, so say like with mental health, right?
Okay.
So you have a lot of terms within mental health that
Yes.
people find to be offensive now.
Right.
But if you are like an advocate and ally and you use these terms, you know what I mean? You
Yeah.
still understand that there's this stigma of.
Right. But you wouldn't necessarily use that against a person in order to embarrass them. You wouldn't go, and you retarded. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think that does happen, right?
I would hope not. Not if like you consider yourself an ally, right? If you're taking this young man to gay parades
Mm-hmm.
and you are supporting this young man, right, with the utmost,
Mm-hmm.
why then would you use that same kind of thing that people are using against your son to then embarrass another man?
Mm.
You're doing exactly what Boosie just did,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
You're having a negative connotation towards it in order to embarrass this person, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people don't even see it. People is like, oh, she told him.
Mm.
No, like you don't see what's just happening. Why are you using it the same way?
Right.
Because subconsciously, even them, they think that, and most people will say because, oh, well, we know that Boosie wouldn't want to be called gay, so why would you call him gay? But if you are ally, that shouldn't be an insult.
Right.
And so I just think that we've created this fictional world in which none of us believe this shit. Like, I don't think none of us believe. As a form of being a good person, we understand that people should not be discriminated against or treated wrong because of who they are.
Right.
We understand that.
Right.
But overall, I don't think that this world that we created or this movement that was created that so many people are attached to, they actually believe that shit.
They might believe it, but I don't know.
So
If you're trying to take a dig at somebody, I understand what you're saying where you shouldn't use that to take a dig at somebody.
yeah,
Like it shouldn't
because
be a
you're supposed to
dig
be,
because it is what it is.
yeah, you're supposed to be an ally.
Right. But people say things.
Right. They slip up.
Mm-hmm.
And your subconscious speak for you sometimes.
Right.
And if you're not paying attention, it'll go over most people's head. And that's one of the first things I caught.
Mm.
So I just kind of wanted to wrap it up with that. You know what I'm saying?
Watch what you say.
Yeah, man. Watch what you say. Watch what you say, man. You know? And not only that, but more importantly, watch what you believe.
Mm.
You know?
Yeah.
Me personally, I'm not going to be a part of something because I'm riding a wave.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to believe in something, it's going to be 1,000%.
That your belief is 1,000%.
Yeah.
And you're dedicated.
I'm going to be somewhat dedicated.
Definitely dedicated.
So.
But I feel like there's so much information, right? There's so much like going on, ideas, thoughts.
Yeah.
That you can believe something and then later
5 minutes later
figure out.
Right. And that's why I hold off my belief until I can figure everything out. Otherwise, I'm going to play the middle until, you know what I mean?
Right.
Until I have enough information.
Yeah. I just think, I don't know. I don't know that I trust anything at this point.
You can't really.
It's just.
Yo, it's so, put it like this. Everybody has access to putting out information.
Right.
Right? We kind of doing it now, right?
Right.
So because of that, information has gotten like diluted to the point where like you don't know what's real or not.
You don't.
And I think that that's the purpose of all of this.
It's to make everything jumbled.
Right. So you don't know what's real or not.
I don't know. And I'm okay with just saying that I don't know.
I seen a little girl on the internet said, Martin Luther King freed the slaves. And I was just like, who? Like, so nobody's going to correct her, like, right on the spot?
All right, whose kid is this?
Yeah, who kid is this? And, like, why are you this old and you, like, you don't know what Martin Luther King did?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we at a point where the internet is teaching more than,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
But then you got everybody on the internet.
So all the information, you got to, like, sift through millions, thousands of...
That's crazy.
In order to get to the truth. So until I get to that point, I'd rather play the middle. You know what I'm saying?
Just say I read an article, I heard this from
right,
here.
I heard it. So
this is what people are saying.
So yeah, you know, watch what you say, watch what you believe. Once you believe something, protect it. That's it.
Yeah. Be open, I would say. Let us know what you think. We have Instagram, ROAE_podcast.
And as always, mental health is real. Self-care is important. We out.
Bye.